Hello, my fellow investors, and welcome back to a very special video today. Now, I would like to give everybody a quick recap on the 2024 year. Seeing that we are already in June, we're already halfway through the year, which is kind of crazy to think about. I want to give everybody an update on the goals that we set up at the beginning of the year, as well as the goals that I have actually for the portfolio, because they're about to change very, very quickly. So that's essentially what I want to talk to everybody today, what my goals are going to be, the changes to the portfolio, and anything else that we may actually want to do, update the goals or anything like that to come up with new goals and so on. So before we get started, make sure to like, subscribe, comment. It really does help with the algorithm on YouTube as well as Rumble. Make sure to follow us on X. And of course, if you would like to join us on the Discord, make sure to follow the link in the description below, because that should be the static link and everything should be good with that. So with that said, let's actually get started with today's video. Okay, everybody, so let's actually get started. And the first thing I want to talk about, it is, of course, the dividends. Obviously, if you guys probably know, this is the main thing that I like to invest in. I like to invest in dividend-paying companies for passive income. And I gotta say, dividends have really saved me these past few months. They really have. Not to mention, you know, all the baby stuff that's currently happening. But I recently just bought my wife a car. Like, this just happened on this past Saturday, and well, you guys saw the portfolio. It is down 20 grand, so it's unfortunate. It is what it is, right? But I needed to use the money to buy my wife a car. So the thing that I'm going to actually focus on starting, well, today when you guys see this video, it is actually, I'm going to start out, guys, going back into dividends, and I'm going to go at this hard again, because I need to bring this up a lot and fast. Because I gotta say, the $524 right here that I've been getting a month, very good. They have been saving my bacon. Oh my goodness, it's absolutely crazy. They have been saving me financially. It's absolutely crazy, right? It's absolutely crazy. I'm definitely thanking, of course, the good Lord Jesus Christ. You know, you always gotta thank him for giving me the insight, what, 4 years ago to actually start this. So I really am happy that this is actually helped me. However, things are getting more and more expensive, and more expenses are going to come about very soon. So the goal for this right now, guys, it is actually to bring this upwards of $1,000 per month. That is going to be the goal by the end of next year. So if we take a look at this on the next 12 months, it's actually a little bit down to $515.25, mainly due to, you know, 3M not having, because remember 3M in 2024, 3M did pay out, I believe in March, their full thing, and then they cut it. Whereas in the next 12 months for 2025, we're no longer going to get that, right? So that's the reason why this is down by around like $10 or so. But I do need to bring this monthly average up to around $1,000. That's really is going to save a lot when it comes to expenses down the line. I can already foresee. Now, in addition to that, obviously, with the baby incoming, I'm also going to have to juggle that, as well as the fact that my wife will not go to work. So there'll be only one income, no, technically two, in my household. So I'm going to have to juggle one income, right, with me, all the basic necessities, a child, and at the same time putting in enough money every single month to raise this thing upwards of $1,000. So you guys are going to get this thing raw, essentially. To all of those of you who might say, well, I can't invest because of this, well, I can't invest because of that, I'm going to try my best. I am going to try my best to actually do this while still being able to support my whole entire family and my unborn child as well, and especially when the child is actually born. So it's gonna be fun, right? It's gonna be fun. It's a lot, right? It's definitely a lot. But honestly, dividends are already helping me, right? The fact that I've already started this is already at 515. It's gonna take a little bit off my shoulders. However, the reason why I want to put it to 1,000 is because that really is going to take a lot of stuff off my shoulders, right? So that's the main reason why I really need to bring this upwards to $1,000. And I kind of already have an idea as to what to do after that. But the main goal, at least for the end of next year, right? So it'll be for the next of next year. So December of 2025. So basically it's a year and a half that I'm going to have to do this thing. It is to bring the dividends upwards to $1,000 on average per month. Now let's actually jump to the 2024 goals. So if you guys remember, I always like to set up goals at the beginning of the year and reevaluate them halfway through the year. And there weren't really that many goals this year. However, most of these are actually done, believe it or not. So we have over here the reach 3,000 subs on YouTube. Well, if you guys are seeing this, we're actually upwards of nearly 3,200. So this right here, we can essentially mark it off as a check mark. Very, very nice. Buy a wife with investment income. That happened. That literally just happened this past Saturday, the 8th. So that is done. In fact, I'll probably put you guys a picture of the car right here, just so that way you guys can see the car. It's a it's a 2019 car, 58,000 miles. It was actually pretty decent, right? It was actually pretty decent. A much better thing than what she had before. Here's the thing. Start saving to buy my first rental. I love how I said rental there. Rental. It's not renal. Rental. Oh goodness. I'm not gonna hear the end of this from Hans. Oh goodness. So start saving to buy my first rental property. This is not gonna happen. Not anytime soon, unfortunately. But I do have a plan that I want to tell all of you guys once we cover all of this, right? And then the last thing, it has reached the 300 subs on Rumble, or followers. And wow. So guys, I did this goals before the whole Rumble partnership thing. And that Rumble partnership thing was awesome. We're upwards of 500. I believe we just hit 500 just a few days ago. So this is set, right? This is already done. Very, very nice. Now, obviously, we got to update these things. The 3,000 subs on YouTube, I would say let's bring this up to 4,000. Right? Let's bring this up to 4,000. We can essentially get rid of this one to buy my wife a car. That's not going to happen. Oh, sorry. That already happened. Sorry. The start saving for a new rental property, not going to happen. And the reach 300 subs, that already happened. So we're already at 500. I say let's make it into like $600, right? $600 subs or followers. You know, Rumble is technically followers, not subs. So let's put that as followers. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. And yeah, now let's change that to white. And these are the new goals, guys. Now, I don't really have plans for any other goals for the rest of the year. So I kind of just want to stick with these. Obviously, the 2025 goal would be to reach, $1,000 per dividend per month. But for 2024, that's... Honestly, for 2024, I should make it, right? I should absolutely make it. So let's actually put it here. So let's say for 2024, we're already at 525. Let's say 7. Well, no. Let's say around 600. Yeah, let's say around like $625. So up by $100 per month. So reach. Let's see. So reach. 625 dollars per month. That's what we're going. That's going to be the goal in dividends for the rest of the year. There we go. That's going to be the goal for this year. It's to get to $625 per month in average dividends. And yeah, that's really is it, guys. That really is it. Now, let's actually talk about this. What I have planned for this whole thing of starting to save to buy my first rental property. So let's actually come back to the portfolio because it does have a lot to do with the dividends. So I was essentially reevaluating this whole thing that's been currently happening, right? After taking a look at that massive video that I did where I compared housing prices going all the way back to 1970, 1985, 1990, I believe. No, I don't think I did 19. Oh, yes, I did do 1990, 2001, 2008, 2009, 2019, and 2024. I realized that there is no way for me to buy a house at my current state. It is feasibly not possible. Absolutely not. Especially here where I currently live. The supply is essentially non-existent. So the goal right now is the old goal. The new plan is the old plan, basically. And the old plan, it is to essentially build up my passive income through dividends to get to the point where this thing subsidizes my life. However, I do want to preface one little thing though. And not preface, but mainly mention that I'm going to be slightly changing that in that instead of just focusing on getting the dividends to cover my whole entire life, I want the dividends to cover my rent, right? I want the dividends to cover my rent. For those of you who do not know, my rent is around $1,700 per month. So that is majority of my expenses, right? That is the biggest expense, period. So it's always going to be rent. So if I could manage to bring up these dividends to the rent, granted, I understand that next year it'll go up and then all that stuff. But if I could manage to increase the dividends faster than what the rent is actually increasing by, and I managed to get the dividends higher or at the rent, then I'm going to start using the dividends to cover the rent. Because then at that point, my job, the job that I wake up at 5 in the morning every single day to do, or Monday through Friday to do, the income from that job will essentially just be put in savings, right? That would be just put in savings, and I could definitely maximize my savings capacity if I were to do that. If my rent were covered by my secondary income and not my main income, then that's going to put off a lot of pressure from me, right? Because at the end of the day, what comes after the rent, it doesn't even get to like $1,000. So that's kind of the goal. Get the rent off of my back. Once I get that rent off of my back, then I'm essentially home free, right? Saving $4,000, $5,000 a month from my main income, that is going to be such a game changer. And only after that point is when I'm going to be able to afford my first property. Because at this point of the game, I just can't. It's impossible for me to save enough money while at the same time having to deal with my biggest expense, which is rent. So that's the reason why I kind of want to focus on my dividends starting Monday. Because I desperately need the ability to save up faster, right? I need the ability to save up a lot faster than half as fast if I were to keep paying that rent. So, guys, that is essentially my goals for 2024, the updates to the portfolio, what I'm planning to do. And yeah, you guys are going to see a lot more dividend activity beginning very, very soon. At the end of the month, you'll probably see a lot more dividend activity, which, great. I mean, a lot of you guys asked for that. A lot of you guys said that you would rather see dividend/options content. So there you have it. I don't know if I may do, right now I'm doing a dividend or a portfolio update thing once a month. I may change that to twice per month. Essentially once every 2 weeks, basically when I get my paycheck, just so that way you guys could see what I bought, what I didn't buy, that kind of stuff. So yeah. That's essentially the goals, guys, and I'm so glad that so many of you are on this journey with me, because it's definitely relatable, right? It's definitely relatable. Many of you have probably noticed that my wife, we haven't done a video together in regards to her portfolio, is because she said no more taking money out of my bank account because I need to get as much money so that way I can have a cushion when I do become a stay-at-home mom. So that's essentially why that's happening. Her portfolio is just, there really isn't much of anything happening there. So on my end though, you're gonna see a lot more content. So make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Really does help with the algorithm on YouTube as well as Rumble. Make sure to follow us on X, and of course, if you would like to join us on Discord, the link to the Discord channel, it is static now, it won't expire, is in the description below. So with that said, guys, peace out, and we will see you all next time.